this is JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today I thought I'll do a quick video on bushcraft gloves and show you a new pair of gloves that I have, which I think are really good, at least for my purposes. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member. Thanks a lot. Now, when I go out to the jungle, I want a pair of work gloves with me that's not too thick, not too heavy, breathable, and for me to do just simple light work. And by that I mean when I'm doing clearing, or if I'm doing chopping, or I'm bashing through a jungle and I do not want to handle branches with thorns, or if I'm chopping I need to move some brush aside. Those are the sorts of needs that I need the gloves for. Now, I am in a tropical climate. It's hot throughout. Yes, it does rain, but I do not need winter gloves. I do not want to have big, bulky gloves. I actually want gloves that I feel are very dexterous, or allows me to be dexterous, and I want it to be form-fitting, and I want to have a good feel of the tool that I'm using, in this case a parang or a knife. So that's what I personally look for in a pair of bushcraft gloves. Now, I did a previous video where I compared these two pairs of gloves, so you can check that out in the link in the card above or description below. And in that video, a lot of people commented that these gloves aren't suitable for bushcraft because they aren't waterproof. So personally for me, it never occurred to me that the gloves need to be waterproof. I mean, these are water resistant, but when I sweat a lot, it's going to get wet inside anyway because I'll be working. Again, these aren't winter gloves, so I'm not keeping dry and warm inside. I'm actually going to be using them to work. I'll be in a hot climate, so I perspire. So I need them to be breathable. If not, then it's just going to be soaking wet inside. So it never occurred to me it has to be waterproof, but what I was looking for is breathable and quick drying. But let me know what you think. Do you think that bushcraft gloves in a tropical climate must be waterproof? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But personally for me, that was never a criteria. I also never would need to build a fire with gloves on. And if I did, I'm not sure why I need to do it. I would handle firewood. Maybe if I'm chopping, I would want to use gloves for protection, but actually building fire, I won't need it. So they don't really need to be fire resistant, in my opinion, at least for my needs. Again, I would say that if I have a pot on a fire and I want to take it off, yes, a pair of gloves that's more heat resistant would be good. So a pair like this, now the mechanics gloves, I'll just talk about a quick overview. Popular brand. This has a beautiful fit, but mainly because they're very thin. And because they're thin and they contour to your hands, so it's very, very comfortable. But because they're thin, even though this is the 4X version, which is supposed to be more abrasion friendly, with a lot of use, this is going to wear out very fast. And if you do a lot of heavy tasks, a lot of rough work, you are going to wear out the gloves very fast, and these aren't cheap. And because they're so thin, they also do not offer much protection when you're picking up a hot pot. And definitely not fireproof in any way, because these are all synthetic anyway. So if they go to a high enough temperature, they are going to melt. So after using this for quite a while, I use these for probably a year. These are actually cheaper gloves. These are made in China, and they serve my purposes very well. I think very lightweight, breathable. They do have, I think, a thicker padding here, so it's more abrasive friendly or resistant. In terms of heat resistance, definitely better than the mechanics, but not fantastic, right? You do some. Normally, what I'll do is I'll just take the glove and I don't even wear it. I would kind of use like that, and I'll grab, like you use a rag to grab the pot handle, that is. So, and it actually worked very well for me. This is another pair of gloves I have. It's from the same brand, but different in design. This is also a solid knuckles. This is actually my bug out bag. That's why it looks so new and unused, because I never need to use it as part of my bug out bag. But recently I got a new pair of gloves that I wanted to share, and these are the Zun Lotto tactical gloves. This specific one is the ZAG2 tactical gloves. Now there is one more version, the ZAG6, which I'll tell you about in just a bit, but this is the ZAG2 tactical gloves. And let's just compare it with my older pair of gloves, the one that preceded it. You can see there's a lot more going on. We can start with the back. This is purely breathable. We have some material here to prevent abrasion and for use. The rest is all breathable. Here we do have a combination of breathable material, but you do have that padded kind of protection. And then on this side over here, this material is definitely thicker than the material over here, right? But you can see the pattern may be about the same design, but of course the big difference is we do have these fingertip areas for you to touch the screen for a phone, which I think is very useful for navigation, and myself as a content creator, when I'm filming on my phone, that really helps. If not, I always have to take off a glove or just wear one glove in order to operate the device. So when hiking, navigating, looking at an app on the phone, definitely all this works very well. So this definitely is superior to the pair of gloves over here. And if I compare to the mechanics, at least for my needs, I think it's superior as well. I think what I'm most impressed about these gloves, because you see a lot of tactical gloves with these kinds of features, at least visually, right? You get this padded look, you have breathable material, you again have this kind of leather-like material here to protect from abrasion, and then you even have these features now for most of the modern tactical gloves. Now what I found good is the fit. A lot of times these gloves, and all these gloves that I have previously, except the mechanics, they never felt that they fit like a glove, right? There's always a bit of excess, it wasn't perfect, but it is what it is. But for this pair of gloves, I'd say that the fit was very good and true to the size that I chose. So I am a small to medium size hands, again, depending, what do I mean by small to medium? If you consider Asian hands, I probably have medium hands. But if you talk about world standards, I probably have small hands, right? So it's small to medium, that's how I describe it. But I chose a medium, and these fit just really well. Very comfortable, very snug. You do have that Velcro over here and a little bit of give, but hardly enough. You can see still a bit of give, so if you have medium hands, you probably fill these out a bit more, but very secure. And when I'm doing tasks, let's say I'm just moving brush out of the way that I've chopped, very easy, moving firewood. If I'm handling tools like a knife, absolutely no problem. If I'm battening, I feel confident, and of course with that added protection on the top, for whatever reason, if you miss and you knock your knuckles, it is going to offer that layer of protection. And in the jungle, we do clear trails a lot and we bash, so having a good hold on the parang when going through this vegetation is very important, and that was very good as well. So overall, this pair of gloves, I think at this point of time, really meets my requirements for my tropical bushcraft needs, right? It really offers that protection. There's a bit more heat resistance because of the thickness of the material over here. I've got this nice material to touch screens, although that's a common feature now, but we've got the padding behind as well. And overall, I think for a pair of tactical gloves, I think pretty good for my bushcraft needs. Now these were designed for rifle shooting, air rifle shooting, motorcycle or driving, you know, so kind of a multi-purpose tactical kind of gloves, but I found that at least for my bushcraft needs, I find that it's pretty good. And I'd like to give a shout out to Zun Lotto for sending me these gloves. I really enjoy them, and I'm actually using them every week when I go out to the field. One last thing before I finish off, I mentioned that there was another model called ZAG6. This is ZAG2. So the difference is the ZAG6 has an added Kevlar lining, right? So the price is about the same, $36, $37 USD. So not much of a difference, but if you want, I guess, something even more protective than having that Kevlar lining inside, would definitely be a plus point. Well, let me know what you think of these gloves, and if you use tactical gloves for your bushcraft needs, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.